Hi, Lindsey. Thank you so much for coming on today and agreeing just to chat about your experience on the Take Control program.
That's a pleasure.
So, I'm just going to ask you a few questions just so people can understand what to maybe expect from the program. So, I don't know if you could just start by explaining a little bit about what life was like before you started the Take Control program.
Well, I was very muddled about my symptoms. I think I spent years. I've had IBS probably since my teens, and it gradually got worse. And I just was completely in a state of muddle. I drove everyone completely mad. I mean, my life was not easy. I also got to the stage where I was actually quite anxious and depressed about it, and I just didn't know where to turn.
Yeah, I can imagine. And from the research, we know that you're not the only person like this. Lots of people with IBS have got a similar history. And before you started the Take Control program, was there anything that you had actually tried to help manage your IBS in the past?
Oh yes, I tried a lot. I did the most terrible thing on going on Dr. Google. I also went to see my GP, and I was overseas at the time, and my GP gave me the wrong information and said cut out gluten. Actually did blood tests, but still said cut out gluten. So going on Dr. Google and just researching a whole lot of rubbish on Google, I had actually cut out gluten, cut out dairy, become faddy. I was an absolute nightmare to live with. And it's really hard, very hard.
Yeah, bless you. And again, just having spoken to so many people with IBS, I think this is a very familiar story to probably a lot of people. And obviously, you had tried so much with your IBS because you're quite motivated, like a lot of people, to try and solve this issue. When you seen the Take Control program, was there anything that maybe made you a little bit hesitant to try this new program?
Yeah, of course, because I think you are hesitant because you don't know. You have to actually take the plunge. But I was quite desperate, and I think I think I saw you on Instagram where you were doing a introduction to the course, and then you talked about that it was multifactorial. You were talking about the fact it's not just one thing, and I suddenly thought, oh gosh, I've been concentrating on one thing, like is it gluten, is it dairy? And I thought that's what made me want to do it, because I suddenly thought, no, I'm actually barking up the wrong tree here. I've done it all wrong by myself. And also the fact that you were a registered dietitian made me take the plunge as well.
Fantastic. Thank you for sharing that. And during the program, then, has there been any surprising finds during this process?
Oh yes, yeah, there has been actually, because I did the low FODMAP, and when I started doing it, I realised I was like on my own little low FODMAP diet, and so it wasn't difficult for me to do it, to cut everything out, despite it being Christmas and everything. And I was actually my IBS was triggered by two groups of those of the FODMAPs, and it made complete sense when I realised. I mean, I was so shocked what it was, because I thought this is constantly in my diet. This is what I have. Is my go-to diet, my go-to meals. So yes, that was actually fantastic. And then I realized that I was also had a histamine intolerance, because when I went on the low FODMAP, I was still getting the itching and a few other symptoms. So, and then you actually have a section on your Take Control where if there's other things, you can then veer off left or right, basically. So it was very clear. For the first time in my life, it made sense.
Yeah, fantastic, fantastic. And just quickly now, what's life like now after completing the program? How have things changed for you?
It's completely different. It's I suddenly realized yesterday that I'm actually 100% happy for the first time in my life, because I don't have to worry about my diet, because I've actually learned through the program that yes, you are going to have bad times where you go out for dinner or you have a meal that you think, gosh, why have I got stomachache after that meal? I don't understand it. But you just tweak something else. You don't worry about it. You don't get stressed about it, because you know that you can work it out. And if I go back and I think about it, I think actually I didn't drink much that day. I literally had 2 glasses of water. I didn't go for my daily walk, I didn't do something. So yeah, it's helped considerably. I'm a complete, you know, and I've had to now tell my friends that actually I'm not gluten-free. I mean, can you imagine the response I've had, you know? But yeah, it's changed my life, really. I mean, without sounding too corny, it has.
Oh, bless you. And I think that's important to say, to be honest, because I think often these digestive problems, they can be, you know, put to one side and said, oh, they're not that serious, but actually they impact your energy, what you wear, everything.
Yes,
They creep
yes,
up on you.
yeah, they do, exactly, yeah.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Lindsay, for coming on and sharing that, and hopefully it will give the others motivation to show that they don't have to suffer with these symptoms.
No, if I can help someone else, then that's a good thing.
Amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks. Bye.